the three species of hardwood that we're working with in this project, Connected, cherry wood, maple, and red oak. So when I started in this business, sort of close on 40 years ago now, cherry wood was very, very popular. And I remember when half the timber in my timber shed was probably cherry wood and maple. They were the two timbers of choice for architects and designers to be using. Oak was considered very fuddy-duddy and old-fashioned. You know, only sort of old English homes had oak. And walnut was considered a very old-fashioned wood as well. And then somehow, and sort of with that, even without us noticing, the pendulum swung. And for the last 10 or more, maybe 15 years, pretty much all the wood that's been asked for is oak and walnuts. So two species out of all the species that are available to us. So I've used cherry wood extensively back in the 80s, in the 90s. And then for the last 15 years, I've hardly used it at all. So it's really, really nice to see it back in the workshop, see it back in the timber shed. Maple, similarly, maple's a really good wood for many purposes. You know, it's the wood of choice for all kitchenware. It transmits no taste. It has no taste. It's very close grained. It's very dense. It's super smooth. Cherry wood, being a fruit wood, has all those lovely tactile, smooth qualities of fruit woods. And then red oak is a wood of which I had very little experience until a little over a year ago, when we engaged on a series of experiments, technical experiments, comparing red oak with, or the red oak species, with European white oak and American white oak species. And we did sort of quasi-scientific data under the guidance of Arup Engineering, where we stress tested, strength tested, we tested its workability. We looked at it from the point of view of a craftsman. What are the qualities that the wood offers to the craftsman, as well as to the end piece? And the surprise for us was that this oak that we had very little experience of actually performed surprisingly well. It exceeded all our expectations, and in many instances outperformed the European oak and the white oak. So that was, it sort of brought, it's not a new material, but it's a new material in our timber barn.